Welcome back everybody. I've been thinking about can labels and designs for their Orved. Now this is what I've been doing at the moment, and alright, it does sort of what it needs to do. It's got our details, the name of what's in there. This is the that really weird farmhouse saison fruity hazy pale thingy, and it's got the allergens, it's got our address, it's got a batch number for traceability and the best before date. So it sort of does it, but it's not very pretty, and I don't need it to be pretty, but I need it to be something kind of, I like Chris's. These are the labels that came with the MT50 labelling machine from Chris, and there's a bit here where Chris would have put a sticker telling you what it is. Now I've kind of like got an idea around this, similar. I mean, there are other logos and icons that need to go on here, like, you know, the pregnant woman, the recycling thing, etc. But my idea on my labels is to have a little panel here. See, I want a label that I can use for the same beer but different batches, because I want to change the batch every time ever so slightly. So as an example, it will still be a hazy pale, but it might be 4.8 or it might be 5.2, but I want to use the same label, so I can't print it on the label. My idea is on this panel. Now this little stamp here is created by this odd looking contraption. So this is a thermal printer, and as you print the labels, the label will go through, and then this chomps down and prints. This is the dye that heats up. It shouldn't be too hot, I've only had it on for a second. Oh, it's quite warm. With the details on, which are those details there. So, all right, upside down. I don't know why I'm bothering, you know what I mean. So here we are. So these are the details that it puts on the can. And now when Chris gave me this machine, well, sold me this machine, but in reality he gave it to me. I know you, Mr. Harrison Hawks. I know what you did there. Thank you, I'm very grateful. And he did say, and I think it's on one of his videos from somewhere around 2020, where he was saying when they bought this, the date coder there, they didn't send him very many letters. He said, so you're going to have to get creative. And so these are the letters that he gave me. In reality, I guess we're just looking at letters, numbers, not a great number of letters. So I've been playing around with this and put sort of like my own kind of numbering system here a little bit. But these are all the letters and things that I've got, and then I think there's about 4 spaces in there. Now I'm also going to want to use this middle channel as well, but this only came with 2 of these bolts. They're M3, so screw fix, M3 bolt, well, panhead screw. So now my idea is that I can have the same label to do different batches, and then put a batch number on and a QR code that people can scan and say, go check out what you're drinking. So it'll be a core beer, so whatever name I'm going to call it. I was going to call it Go Your Own Way. I'll go into that in a little while. So Chris only got those, which is a bit poor. I had a look on AliExpress and I found these for about 15 quid, 13 quid, something like that. And then I found them on Amazon, of all places. Amazon, for about the same. Ordered them last week. They arrived today from China, so I've got a lot more flexibility here. I can put batch number, the strength, alcohol by volume, and best before end date. In fact, why don't I just do it and show you? Can I just say, this is the most fiddly, pissy, roundy fucking bastard thing. And I'm looking at it, and I've got the 5 in the middle, upside down there. So I'm going to need to change that around. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sure there's probably going to be something else which is wrong with it. Right, so anyway, this is my idea. It might not be the best of ideas, but it's the only one that I've got, sorry. Right, let's pop this back in here. Whoops, sorry. I'm trying to do stuff and film at the same time, which is always a bad idea. So I'll turn this on and wait for this to warm up a little bit, and then we'll see what we've got, shall we? I have let it warm up. Let's see what we get. Actually, put another one through. Hey, what have we got? That's better. Well, I've got the 2 upside down in the batch, but otherwise that's all right. Alcohol 6.5 volume. It'd be nice to have a percentage in there, but I don't know whether that's going to be possible. And then BBE 0425. Good. Wow. Well, that's I think that's, I mean, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. Maybe a few spaces I could get it all centered, make it look a bit better, wouldn't it? Is that alcohol 6.5 vol? Is that does that meet the necessary criteria? I don't see why it doesn't. Just hasn't got the percentage in there. But anyway, yeah, I think that will work. Now, 2 things Chris warned me about when I bought this. He said the first thing is, don't turn the heat up too far, because otherwise it will just melt the ribbon thing, and it's a bugger to re-thread through. Guess what I just did? Yeah, I'm not sure what bin it should go in, whether it's recyclable or not. So anyway, it's re-threaded. The other thing Chris warned me about was this will wander across a little bit throughout the day, and you'll need to adjust this. This is the stop that aligns, oops, excuse me, aligns the can. So I've just pushed it in a bit. Let's see where it goes. That's not bad, is it? Perhaps go this way a little bit more. So get the screwdriver in there. He said always keep a screwdriver close to hand. Get another can. Let's see how we go. That strange noise, by the way, is where this is wrapping the empty or spent paper. That's interesting. I've got a little bit of a ripple in there. Don't want a ripple, but is it down far enough? I think it could probably go a little bit further that way. Crumbs. Okay. It's all a learning curve and a bit. So, oops. Now I need to start taking labels off these cans for testing. Another one. Let's go. And no, before I do that, I just want to move this numbering thing along the gantry a little bit. A reason for that is I haven't tightened it down on purpose, on porpoise or whatever term, because I'm going to measure it to see where I want my blank space on the labels. So I'm going to put it about there, and we run a can through. That will stamp. Let's see where this is on here. Oh, that's okay, but it's a little bit crinkly. That's a bit strange. Not sure why it's gone a bit crinkly. I'm wondering whether it's this gap here. Oops, this gap here. I will look into that and try and rectify that. But let's have a look. Actually, let's run another one. Can I just pull a label? No, I've done what I didn't want to do. Bugger. Ah well. Live and learn, live and learn. This is definitely walking over, isn't it? Not sure why that is. So one of these is going to be slightly out of sync. What I might do is loosen this and drag the whole lot over this way a little bit, because this is the only part here where the labels are gripped solidly. So what I might do, you loosen this by undoing these butterfly bolts, and then you can push that further over. So I'm tempted to do that now, and I'll get rid of, do that without pulling it off the stand. So that is the spent paper. So I'm just going to get that out and tear it. Right, well, I think I've realigned it. Which means, of course, now I need to loosen that to go back to where it was. Let's do I don't know. We'll try that there. Let's see what that's like. This is all a bit, I know it's not the best of video, is it? So we've realigned it. Could all go very badly wrong now. Let's see what happens. Nothing has happened. That's not good. Oh, it's because of this fucker now, isn't it? Is it? Oh. Ah. It needs to go this way. Oh, I might see about putting a little thumb screw in there, you know, butterfly. Let's try it again. Another can. That's better. Is it lined up? Is it? Fuck. Right, so that has got to be something to do with these rollers. So we're going to need to turn it this way. Or are we? Or that way? Oh. I don't know. I don't know which way. Let's try bringing this towards me a little. Oops. I have to put another. Right. No, so it needs to go the other way. Oh God. Well, for a start, it needs to come down the can. So that needs to go more that way again. Oh. Do dee do do dee do do dee dee do. Right. Well, I'm not too sure how much I'll have edited out, but that didn't turn out well. It looks like this is wandering quicker than it was, and I don't know why. So I think what I might do tomorrow, or at some other time, not now, is take a hammer to it. No, is actually look at. I don't know whether it's this here. I don't think it is. See, it's to do with the tension as it's pulling through. And it's just ever so slightly wandering, which usually would be because something is out. Sorry, something is out. But I don't know. I really don't know. Oh. Now, these are the fiddliest things ever. So I shall, no doubt, expect somebody else to do these for me in the future. I think I've put an extra... get something to point with. I have put an extra spacer in here so I can always up the alcohol content to 99.5. Well, no, you know what I mean. I'm probably never going to do any 12%ers, 10, 11, 12%ers, but what it does do you remember the old days of a fixed width font Courier New? I still like the idea of fixed width fonts, and that's what we've got here. So this is pretty much the same as Courier New. So I've got 3 spaces here. So I reckon if I put 1 spacer at the end here and 1 here, so I need 2 more spacers, that will bring 1 will be to there, 1 more will be to there, so 2 spaces here or something, and then I will have a nice block. It's been a long day, I'm very tired, I know what I mean, and I think I'm going to get a set of these for Chris. Yeah. Now the idea works, but I don't know if you can see on here, this is the ribbon, and Chris says, just reuse it. And it's okay to reuse, but you're losing a lot of the whatever it is that it pushes through. It's a bugger to thread as well. I'll just show you how it goes. So from here, both of these, this is the take up and this is the server. So this serves the ribbon out, comes across these down to the bottom, and this is what kind of like fooled me yesterday. There's a pin here and a pin there, and it needs to go underneath both of those, and then it comes up here around this way. This is a pinch wheel here, this is what pulls it through, and then up and onto the take up roll here. Oops, sorry, excuse me. So this is the bugger here, is getting it through this bit here. So what I'm going to do today is replace it with a new one. Only £2.40, but you got to buy 10 of them, so £24 I think. So we're going to thread this on today, so it goes from there round, blah 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 blah. Turn it all on, see what it looks like with the new alignment of the dies. You call them dies? The stamps. Well, we have the new replacement ribbon, I suppose you would call it, installed it. So I'm going to run a couple of cans through, because it takes a few before it comes out, and then we'll see what it looks like. That's not good. Don't know what happened there. Have another go. Seems alright. No. They're not perfectly lined up, but that could probably be fixed by loosening and then jiggling them around a little bit. But I think as an idea it works. We've got the batch on there, the alcohol, and the best before end. Good. Well, a few days later, this is le prototype. Now, I'm tempted to, as I said before, have the same label but for different batches of pretty much the same beer. It will have, as it says on here, the same basic malt bill but have different strengths, hop additions, and various different specialist yeasts. This was a very quick. This will be better than this because it needs to be much better, but it works. So the MT50 works. I've got a quote for some labels, so I think next is get some labels printed up and see how it goes. For other batches, I'm thinking for like the sours, etc., I'm going to get some 330ml cans, and I might just leave this all black and use the stick-on labels. I might do. Haven't decided yet. The only problem I've got at the moment is we went the other day over to Leek to pick up some cans, and I've got 2,880 cans here ready for filling, so we picked those up. I also went over to see Andy and picked up his old, my new. You know the story behind this. This wasn't really good enough for his bigger kit, so I said, well, why don't you have my 31 plate one and I'll swap it for your smaller one, which would be ideal for me. And yeah, I know people are saying, well, you should have sold that and then just bought one. Yeah, I know, but you know, Andy needed it, I didn't. Smaller one, perfect. So I'm going to start ramping up the can sales. This now, I've got that heat exchanger. This will now be coming online very soon. I've already started clearing what I'm calling the pilot kit. That stand will be where the MT50 lives, the canning. It'll be a little canning operation, not canning, labelling, sorry. Then this, because this is on one of these connectors, I'm going to, on the end here, when Simon arrives, we're going to put a little frame up here, so that can fit on there, and also the RO water will fit there as well. There you go, all coming together. I'm going to do another video about the design that I wanted for one of the beers, but it's not appropriate for this one. For now, this, I don't know, yeah, fill 2,880 cans. I could drink them all to drown my sorrows at the moment, but I'm not focusing on boats today. I'm focusing on building other things. That's it. You take care now. Cheers.